What's up, family? This video right here is going to be for the sole individual purpose and collective purpose of our peoples stepping out of the gun and the notion and the ideology of self-oppression. Um, Within that process of you stepping out and stepping from under the helm of that, you will step away from oppression coming from outside sources, whether it be family, friends, people of another background, people of a higher financial stature than you, people of a authoritative legal standpoint, and people of whatever standpoints, period. Um, so basically, with stepping stepping out of oppression and away from oppression, the first things that have to be done is to recognize what oppressed and oppressor behavior is. Um, if you know how the oppressor treats people and you know how the oppressed people respond to certain treatments, you should be able to dictate what you give to this world and what you take from this world. So, one thing that definitely will have to be mentioned for you to make sure that you do not exalt the oppressor mentality behavior, to make sure that you do not carry that and share that with other people and put it on their shoulders and in their lives. You must know the different things that it consists of, period. Now, a lot of people speak on how to be racist you have to have a whole economic village and structure and background behind you, a whole lot of people on your side to press the button on that racial color line difference. And other people disagree. You know, I'm one of the people that would tell you that I disagree with you having to have complete power and dominance over the particular group that you are, um, that you are degrading based on color or tone or religion or whatnot, background, whatever the case may be. Um, I don't think you have to be in position to control their lives financially, education-wise, and all these other things for you to be racist. So my point in stating that is, yes, a lot of black folks are racist, period. Um, Now, within the black folks being racist, majority of these melanated people that are racist, whether a lot of them recognize it or not, it's only a self-defense mechanism because they are responding to the threat that is directly in their faces. So let's be clear on that. Now you have a few that is definitely going to be overboard because it comes with the territory. Nobody ever follows a construct directly to what it is. We don't have people following the Bible exactly. Nobody following the Quran exactly. Nobody following the student guideline for any curriculum exactly. So it comes with the territory of not following it to a T. Most people will just take the particular things that they like out of something good and then act like they exalt it all when they're just exalting the handful of things that they might be very hypocritical about and quite the opposite. Um, so basically, like you really need to learn how to look at situations all the way around before you make a decision, period. Any story that I can relate to you, anything that I share with you, it still should implement the notion that someone knew what they were doing prior to the steps they took to manifest what they wanted to manifest. And that's something that we need to do as a people. We haven't done this shit in centuries. Just to be clear, I mean, some people will beg to differ. Some people will argue that notion and debate it and say, yeah, we done this in the 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe even in the early to mid 80s, and I would, to some degree, I would agree with them. But at the same time, we're talking about as a whole, as a people, we're talking about the positive changes that have been made, if people actually were acting like this or not. If you were behaving in a certain way after years and years of you conducting yourself like that, there should be something for you to show for it. Period. Now, family, we need to recognize that if we do not see something to show for it, other than this bullshit that got us in this mess in the first place, then we are dying, killing ourselves, committing genocide, whatever you want to call it. Self-destruction, at the very least. How do you love yourself more than me, and you're not even trying to implement these things into your own life, but I am trying to bring these things to the table for you to implement them? How do you love yourself more than I love you, and you are denying these things when I bring the shit to you? You are recognizing that you were wrong, though, but you are denying the opportunity to fix these things. Or whether you deny it or not, you deny it towards your friend and your brother that is bringing the information to you to help you to get out of the bullshit. So, and I know how that scenario goes. Most people, if they do get out of it because they listened good enough, they turn around and start acting like they knew this shit prior to them learning it from me, or getting the information from me, or prior to me bringing the information to them. So, you can't win when it comes to people, period. I've been around all them motherfucking corners. Most of you have been around a bunch of corners, and you're able to recognize some things, but at the same time, just because it looks like that's the same situation that a lot of people fall in line in, does not mean that it's the same thing, does not mean that they have the same intent, character, motive, or anything else, family. We need to look beyond our personal emotions that bring us to the conclusions that we come to. We need to look to logic to come to our conclusions, period. We are not activating our DNA. We are not activating our subconscious. We are using our two physical eyes to tell us everything. That right there should help you to recognize that you are tripping. You know that's what you're using. You know this shit. You know you're using those two eyes that you can see with and nothing else. You're even making statements that's even relative to co-signing what I just said. Some people say, if I can't see it, then that means it don't exist. We act like the people that we see on television, and then say this is who we want to be or be like, or this is how we are. So we're talking about the majority of people, when it comes to falling into that trap. Whether you personally fall into that trap or not, majority of people are weak-minded, and they are into the monkey see, monkey do. I'd rather be a follower instead of a leader. Being a leader takes more work. Who wants to do the work when everybody else is partying? You look like a square to the people that's partying when you want to do work. That's some other crazy shit that we got going on again. Like, our people used to be the best scientists, inventors, and everything in this world, and we still are. But that information isn't being shown to us in the media. And outside of that, we do not even take pride in those situations to where we would even continue to show it as being part of our history. We're letting the white man create our history for us and show us our history, and then we co-sign it and share it with our brothers and sisters like we're some fucking fools. We need to wake the fuck up. Your subconscious needs to be more so operating in your body fully in comparison to anything else, more so than your heart, more so than your brain, more so than everything. Your subconscious needs to be working properly so your conscious can dissect what you see properly. Because if you see this shit without the caption being there to tell you what's right or wrong with this, or how you could be taking this out of context, then you are the one that needs to find the answers. Look, even when it doesn't even show you that it's something to look for, you need to look to find out, is there something that is not being shown here that is changing the conclusion, that is changing the ramifications, that is changing the mindset of the individual that hears or reads this message. You need to take that upon self to figure these things out before you take these things any step further. This is a requirement and a duty of self. You cannot go and share things with other people and not even give it a disclaimer like, I don't agree with this, or this is just interesting, whether I agree with it or not. You have to let people know stuff, because people will take it like you co-sign with it if you don't make a statement going along with it. Sometimes you can't think that you're doing God's work just by showing a picture to someone. You have to let them know how the picture is being misconstrued by a majority of people, and what will get people caught up or give them a misunderstanding of what the picture is really supposed to depict. If you have that information and do not share it at some point with the people that you want to show it to, you are being irresponsible and unaccountable, and also failing your people, and also failing the Most High. And you're also failing karma and energy and the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction permit or require you, mandatory for you to bring all of this shit to the table. So for you to receive it, for you to continue growing, you have to share what you fucking have. That is the law of attraction. The only fucking rule that applies, regardless of how anybody wants to summarize it, that is it in a nutshell. If you want to receive these powers and energies and the energy that flows and comes from manifesting positive, righteous things, you must continue, excuse my blubbering, you must exalt this particular behavior for you to get it back. It's about recycling. What you recycle is what you're going to get back. You're not going to get back king shit if you recycle dog shit. You're not going to get back righteousness if you recycle dog ass, trifling ass behavior. It's time to step up to the plate and not just try to look good because you're standing at the fucking plate. It's time to step up to the plate and at least attempt to hit the home run or the grand slam that's going to bring the rest of your people in. Because they are out there. They already on base. So what in the fuck are you doing? Every time you come up to the plate, you need to be prepared. You need to at least prepare to be prepared. Fuck. If you're not that much into it, why in the fuck are you even coming to the plate? But beyond that, why are you on the fucking team? Why do you even have, if you're going to be on the team, let me give you the benefit of the doubt for being on the team and wanting and needing to be there. If you're going to be on the team and not bring that much to the plate, why are you at least active on the team? Or not on the sideline? Or not just the mascot? Or not just the promoter? Because this is not a position of yours. Family, let's get it together. Let's operate on our higher chakras. Let's manifest the energy and the positivity that we want to happen in our lives. Let's do it. Let's not just talk about it. Yes, God is great. But what the fuck does that have to do with you if all you're doing is waiting for God to come and do you some favors that you should have done for self long time ago? And guess what? If you didn't do it a long time ago and all you've been doing is bullshitting since then, family, let's recognize that God is not hearing a motherfucking thing you have to say. That's just like crying wolf 2-3 times in a row and people recognize that, oh, you was just crying it for bullshit. You didn't recognize what a wolf was. You was actually exaggerating the point. The third, fourth, fifth time, they not going to come respond when you keep on calling wolf, crying wolf. People going to say, oh, you just, exaggerating whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? What if you really in trouble at that time? Then you're fucked up. You're fucked over. And you manifested that. Not saying you manifested the violence, but you manifested the lack of behavior and respect from people that you wanted to respond. You manifested the lack of respect from the people that you wanted to respond to you. By you crying wolf, by you not being a decent person, by letting people run over you and you not check them, by whatever the case may be, you have to exalt the crown. Do not exalt the clown. Only do the clown when it's fuck around time and play mode. But at the same time, when you're not in play mode and other people are, respectfully, you need to make that known so no one oversteps boundaries and vice versa. They need to make it known to you so you don't overstep boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Don't just sit there and just get attitude and let it manifest and build up over hours, weeks, and time period or throughout a conversation or whatever it is, and let it build up without this person even knowing that y'all even got a beef. You know what I'm saying? That shit is whack. That's manifesting the clown. It's not manifesting the crown. It's not exalting the crown. It's exalting the clown / gesture. You can be a king or queen or royalty, or you can be the fucking clown or the gesture. You can be both, because it is about balance, but when the fuck are you bringing the clown shit to the table? Is it at the appropriate time or not? Come on now. Everybody, it's time to wake the fuck up. Not just wake up. It's time to wake up and operate as self is supposed to. You got family like a motherfucker, and they got family too. Let's handle that. Let's handle that. Our people is so fucking tough. We so fucking tough with each other. We not tough against nobody that's oppressing us, though. How we not tough against a person that actually got a hand and a finger into the reason why you going through the shit that you going through? Because it sure in the fuck ain't me. I'm not the reason why you ain't shit. I'm not the reason why you don't have a fucking job. I'm not the reason why you don't create no entrepreneurship for self. I'm not the reason why you don't take care of your kids or your mother or your father or your family. I'm not the reason why none of that shit goes down. So for people to even consider and fathom the notions of taking this type of shit out on me, and I'm the one that's trying to help solve these problems with you and for your family and your loved ones and everybody, it just seems like it's just very, very absurd. And it seems like it should be something that you guys should easily be able to recognize that you were fucking up on, not me. But you guys choose to point the finger at me. People choose to say shit like, don't, if you gon', I don't know, man, it's whatever. It's whatever. People choose to say the dumbest shit in the world and then act like they don't hear themselves saying it and like it don't apply to self. It's so many fucking examples. But people, people always say that they want an example, and then after they get an example, they'll keep it real and keep it 100. Then you give them the examples, and when they get the examples, they act like they ain't even heard you say it. They ignore it. They turn the conversation into some don't talk to me no more type of shit, and y'all never solve the problem. So, it is what it is, family.